tonight, submitted for your approval, a movie coming to you from the creator of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Comes Twilight Zone, The Tower of Terror, but not Twilight Zone.
Okay, I'm done.
And the question is it good, is it bad, or were you just too dumb to notice?
It's probably the latter.
Okay, guys. Well, with that, welcome to the Nostalgia Effect.
Sounds dirty.
I'm Amy. That's Joe.
Hello.
And that's Johnny.
What up?
Does it have to be Johnny?
No.
I'm here to stay, baby. Can't get rid of me.
And today, we're going to be talking about Disney's Tower of Terror.
Ooh.
Does anybody have
Zoog.
a talking trailers and other stuff segment?
Right. I have a talking trailers, and this time, it was a trailer we talked about last time.
Yeah.
Too. I had didn't know that they were releasing yet another trailer for Aquaman.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And
the
so-
long one?
So
Well,
there was
the
a super long one,
extended,
the
whatever
extended
the
one,
fuck
yeah.
is, yeah.
And so it just like all of a sudden I started seeing like images posted from it, and I was like, oh, I don't recognize this.
Yeah.
And the thing is, to give our listeners some backstory, I am no great fan of the DC films.
Is anybody?
I'm sure they are, but they just don't come out in public. It's not safe for them.
Good.
But I was really excited for this Aquaman. Well, I was because of James Wan.
I like James Wan.
I think he's a fantastic director.
True.
I think he's one of the best like working directors right now. And I think obviously his Conjuring movies I think are like peak James Wan. It's and it is a
Did he do
director.
Fast and the Furious?
He did the seventh one, which is, and I don't want to say that I love the Fast and the Furious movies.
You
'cause
know
I
you
don't.
do.
They are dumb movies. But the seventh movie is really good, and it's all
Okay.
because of James Wan.
Okay, cool.
So, and he's got this mastery of pacing and editing, and both for action and for horror. And I just thought this guy is going to bring something really special to movies that have been mostly very sleepy, navel-gazy, and not very interested in action. So I was really excited.
The new trailer.
Yeah, well, I was excited, but like just originally
Before.
about and then then we saw Ocean Bro himself, and in a movie with that where he was like diluted, watered down, if you will, with other characters, Batman, Superman, Flash, everybody, and Wonder Woman. And I remember thinking like, do I want a whole movie of this guy? Can I take a
Can
whole
you
movie
handle
of this
it?
guy?
Are you bro enough to handle the
and-
My
bro?
favorite part, besides Wonder Woman, because I love Wonder Woman,
Right.
of the Justice League was Aquaman.
Really?
I thought he was funny.
He was funny,
No.
but
I mean, he wasn't as funny as like the Flash, but
the Flash was great.
Yeah, I think.
Legitimately.
but I do love Ezra Miller and literally everything I've
But
seen
just
him in.
like everything, I mean, sure, it was funny when he's sitting on the lasso and he's like, "Oh, we're all gonna die," you know. But
Yeah.
mostly his stuff was like, "All right, my man," you know.
Yeah,
And it's like,
yeah.
shut up, you know. And so then, 80 years passes and we get to see our first trailer for Aquaman, and I was super underwhelmed. The long trailer
Yeah,
comes
the
out,
extended
and I was
trailer.
like, all right, maybe this is a direct response to people like me who were underwhelmed by the first Aquaman trailer. The thing is it's a 5.5 minute trailer, and I felt every single one of those minutes. It feels long, and it opens with like a whole scene of like this semi-Indiana Jonesy bit where they're in like some temple and they're trying
In the
to
desert and
yeah. And it just felt long. You know, and it's like, this is not boding well for a movie that's probably going to run like 2 hours, 20 minutes, that I feel
Just
like a
these 5
5-minute
minutes.
trailer is a chore to get through. I'm just not as excited like
you-
at all for
So it
this
did the
movie
opposite
anymore.
effect.
It had
It
the
was like-
opposite effect.
Yeah, they were just like, we're going to release this.
I mean, I'm sure I'm still going to see it. I'm going to give it a chance.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and then
I don't know if I'll give it a chance. Depending on how the reviews are, I suppose, at that point, because
Yeah.
DC is just,
Anyway,
that's your
That-
talking trailers.
that's my talking trailer. I have talked to trailer.
You have indeed.
And now let's Tower of Terror.
Do we want
Yeah, Tower of
to?
Terror.
Do you want to talk? Do you have a trailer to talk about or some other stuff?
No. The only trailer that it came out a little while ago. I think it also comes out in December.
Mm-hmm.
Really excited about Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse, that animated
yeah.
movie from
That
Sony.
looks so
I
good.
It
think it
looks-
comes out on the No, that's the 21st also.
Is it?
The 14th or the 21st.
I am very excited for that film.
I remember I told you that I didn't care.
You did.
And
You
then
mentioned it a
before
couple of
Venom-
times.
And
before
many
Venom,
times
they
Amy-
played
December
the
14th.
And dear listeners, Amy many times has told us how much she does not care for the Spider-Man.
I am apathetic towards Spider-Man.
She'd never seen Spider-Man 2.
But yes, I am very excited for that.
I'm super excited
I'm
about
so
that.
excited about it. I am avoiding any more trailers.
Ah,
I don't
nice.
want to
Yeah.
see any more. I'll see it when it comes out.
Well, I
'cause I'm-
watched that new trailer, and when John Mulaney comes on,
Yeah.
when Spider-Man comes on, I was
It's
like,
so good.
I was like, okay, John Mulaney, you got me, John.
He's Spider-Ham.
Yeah.
It's so good. I don't know. I'm super excited for that. I
It's
mean, I
gonna
love
be-
Spider-Man.
And
And it looks beautiful,
Jake
too.
Johnson too.
Yeah. It looks great. I'm
Who's
so.
playing Gwen Stacy?
What's her name? Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I knew the voice sounded familiar, but I couldn't place it.
Another thing I really, really like about it is the art style.
Yes.
Animation
Yeah, it
style.
looks really cool. It looks really pretty.
It's almost 2D.
Yeah, but it's got like a really
Yeah.
it's so
It-
fucking
and It
good.
looks gorgeous. And there's that bit in the trailer when he leaps off the building and everything's like the city is upside
Yeah.
down and he's
Yeah.
like falling into the
I remember
buildings.
that from the teaser, which I think we saw when we went to go see Last Jedi for the first time.
Maybe.
We saw
Yeah.
that. That was when they first showed that.
That
trailer,
was
the
I remember
teaser.
it was like last year and I remember like it was late at night and I was like there was a new Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse trailer
Yeah.
and I got out of bed, went to another room and watched it on my phone and I was like wow.
Yeah, no, it's very. It looks very good. I'm super excited. It's
Yeah.
got Nick Cage in it, so you know.
What the hell is
God,
everybody's in this movie?
Everybody's in this movie.
got
Okay,
Lily Tomlin in
I'm
it?
100% sold on this movie now.
Yeah.
Mahershala Ali. I never know how to say his name.
Mahershala?
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's great. He's got a great voice. I bet it'd be good.
Yes.
Good for
That'd be-
animation.
But yeah, so that's my talking trailer. So I was just really
Nice.
excited about that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to.
So do you guys wanna talk about Tower of Terror now?
Yes.
Huh?
So
Oh,
so
I can't wait.
oh, I need to
Okay,
say
can I intro it
yes,
first?
yes,
Yeah, go
Intro
ahead.
the
Okay.
movie.
Give us a short synopsis of what
Okay,
this movie
so
is.
Tower of Trailer, it was released.
Tower of Trailer.
Tower of Trailer. Tower of Terror was released in October 1997. It was directed by DJ McHale.
The creator of Are You Afraid of the Dark, which
Really?
was a real childhood favorite show of mine.
I do remember
I
that
do
show,
remember
and it being creepy as
scared.
fuck.
It was genuinely a scary
It was,
show.
it was a Disney. Was it a Disney
Uh,
show?
Nick-
Nickelodeon.
Nick.
Nickelodeon.
So DJ McHale always makes me think, even though it's spelled McHale, it always makes me think it's like Joe McHale's DJ name.
DJ McHale.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Don't ever do that again.
It stars the wonderful, the amazing Steve Guttenberg
Uh
and Kristen Dunst.
huh. It sure does.
With
They are
some,
in that movie.
With some awesome co-stars, Melora Hardin, who most know as
Jan!
from The Office.
I wrote that down. And I was
Yeah.
like, Jane.
And then John Franklin, who plays the bellhop. He is Isaac from Children of the Corn. Lindsay Ridgway, who plays the second Morgan Matthews in Boy Meets World. My personal favorite Morgan Matthews. And then finally, Michael McShane played the mechanic, the son, the grandson of the bellhop, who was known as Professor Keenbean from Richie Rich.
That's what I know him from.
Yeah.
Richie Rich.
The Macaulay Culkin one.
Yeah. Here's a super quick.
Yeah.
Right
A journalist, Steve Guttenberg, and helpers, Kristen Dunst and Nina Peebles, investigate a 1939 mystery in which 5 people vanished from a hotel elevator on Halloween.
Yeah.
This movie, as we talked about previously, was part of the Wonderful World of Disney series that would premiere movies on ABC. You guys just want to give me your initial thoughts?
Well, okay, so the only thing I know, I didn't know this movie existed. I'd never heard of it. Tower of Terror, I knew that was a ride at. I only knew it as a ride at Disney's California Adventure.
Correct.
But before that, it was a ride at the.
It used to be called MGM. It's called Hollywood Studios now in
Okay,
Orlando.
but in
Yes.
Florida, right? Yeah, Disney World or whatever. But I thought that the Tower of Terror ride was based on a Twilight Zone.
Yes, it is based on the Twilight
It is
Zone.
based on Twilight Zone, and
Yeah.
then they made this movie based on that ride.
Yes, this is one, and this goes with a couple fun facts that I have. One of the very few is they use this as a TV movie to test out the waters of turning Disney parks attractions into Ride,
Which they, of
or
course,
into movies.
later with like
Oh,
Pirates and
so
Haunted
that's
Mansion,
what- yeah.
the launching.
Country Bears.
They did Mission to Mars in 2000, Country Bears in 2002, and then Pirates in 03, and then Haunted Mansion also in 03, and only Pirates is the one that became a franchise. Those are your initial thoughts, Johnny?
Well, my initial thoughts is that it stars Steve Guttenberg, so I know I'm gonna
Yeah.
love it.
Joe, your initial thoughts?
Oh man, my initial thoughts were so I used to work. I think I already said this that I worked at a video store. I remember it was. I think I remember it being on DVD in the kids section,
It probably was.
but I don't think it had a huge impact on me. What I really
The artwork's
remember.
not like very standouty.
Well, I mean,
It's got Steve Guttenberg's face on it. That's about it.
and Kirsten Dunst. But what I really remember was I remember the ride Tower of Terror in California Adventure, and I remember in the gift shop after you exit the ride, you exit through the gift shop,
Right.
and it's sort of like the lobby of the hotel, and they had a bunch of stuff like bellhop hats and things, and the DVD Tower of Terror.
So my initial thoughts, I only remember watching this a couple times on Disney Channel, like I said earlier, growing up, and maybe like once in like the past 5 or 6 years, but like very long time ago.
Yeah.
But what I remember of it, it's kind of fun, and it's actually kind of scary for a kids movie. But I also kind of remember that as what the ride is like as well. It's just, it's like, it's kind of scary, but it's also super fun. I also remember that I was very scared of it, like I said, because I'm a scaredy cat.
Scared of the ride or the movie?
The movie
Yes.
and the ride.
Okay. This
Just-
movie.
This movie,
This movie.
this movie, and the Tower of Terror ride.
Were you scared of
Which
Steve
aren't
Guttenberg?
at all
K-
connected.
Well,
Wait.
In terms of like,
My scaredness of it, or
no, I mean in terms of like plot or anything. The ride has nothing to do with the movie. Besides the fact that it's the exterior of the ride.
when you watch it, you will see how they are connected.
But I don't know. I've never been on the ride, so I don't know what the ride is.
oh well, then
Oh.
once we've,
Well, I guess once we get there, I will explain how they are
Yeah.
connected.
Okay, so they are connected in a
Yeah.
way.
In a
Okay.
way.
In a way.
That's all I needed to.
Yeah.
And
I
then
thought they
this-
were separate.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like. I mean, I guess Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride, and the movie don't. I mean,
Okay.
now they do because it's the thing. But before there wasn't. Was there a Jack Sparrow character before?
No.
Nope.
Yeah. Right. So okay.
So I will say that, and this might be a slight spoiler. There's going to be 2 slight spoilers here right now.
Spoilers. Oh,
Um,
man.
The way Pirates of the Caribbean previously, like, just take out the Jack Sparrow parts of Pirates of the Caribbean, that is as connected to the movie Black Pearl as much, like, the way those two are connected is the way this movie is connected to the ride.
Yeah, because you know how like there's scenes in Pirates of the Caribbean that directly call back to scenes on the ride.
Movie, like, yeah.
But the story of the movie has nothing to do with the story of the ride. The story of the ride is actually meant to be like the rememberings of the old guy in the very beginning.
Yeah, you were telling us.
Yeah, but that's it. And the movie just has like nods to the ride.
Gotcha.
All 5 movies now have nods to elements of the ride.
ride.
But that's
Gotcha.
it. That's it.
And then
Okay.
here's the other spoiler. I just remember there being some kind of twist.
Ooh.
what a twist!
What
Yeah.
a twist. Through the magic of editing.
And now, our feature presentation.
Okay, so what did everybody think?
Lame.
Why did you pick this movie?
Do you? I thought we were friends, Amy.
Because I remember it being much better, and actually, okay, I remember it being much worse. And when I watch this, I remember it's much better than I remember it. I
Wait.
just
Wait, it's better than you remember it. Sorry.
Oh my God.
You before
You're like,
you
oh, this
intentionally were like, oh, this is a really shitty movie, so I'm gonna make you guys watch it.
I remember it's. I remember it being fun, but I remember it being like scary, so I didn't like it that much. But then I was like, oh, it's probably not going to be that scary anymore. And there's actually some pretty terrifying parts in this, like when she's getting pushed into the fiery elevator.
fiery elevator.
Oh, I kind of remember that. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
remember
it's like
being
when
on
Kristen
fire.
Dunst first sees the
The nanny.
nanny.
Yeah.
the elevator doors open and there's like fire behind her.
Yeah, when you still think that the nanny's the
Is that when
bad
you
guy.
fell
Nanny's the big
asleep,
bad.
Joe?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not
Dude,
gonna lie.
honestly, this movie was so slow.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god,
I'm
it was
not
so
gonna lie.
boring.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, it took me like, it was a chore to get through this movie.
It took so long to get to the point.
Yes.
Like at the very beginning,
Yes.
you know,
It
where
was-
like the people are supposed to disappear. Like we kept cutting back to this swing party in
Yeah,
the
there was
lobby,
two-
and then like the outside of like the green lightning.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like it took so long for the people to actually like disappear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the initial thing to get going.
Yeah.
Just the part from the past. Like
Yeah.
for them
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
actually, it's like, come on, just get to it already.
And then, quite frankly, there have been so many awful real world things that have happened in hotels that still function successfully to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To have like an elevator car full of people just disappear and then the whole place to
Well,
fall
my
in
whole thing,
ruin.
my question was, did they all just like leave immediately? Because like
Everyone's
shit was still there.
Yeah.
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 Like I don't like. There was what happened?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, people disappeared. I'm gone. You know?
Yeah. But it's also like, how did they know they disappeared?
Yeah, it's like it's a big ass place.
Yeah.
Did they search for them and then to conclude they were
Yeah.
disappeared? So because the thing is now, so maybe we can just get into talking about the ride really quickly
Yeah.
because
Yes.
what happens in the ride
Yes.
is
How does this connect to the ride?
so
I need to
firstly,
know.
and I think there's a really important thing here is the movie is called Tower of Terror.
Yes.
Yes.
The ride is called Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. So there's a completely different context to
So
the
it's
ride.
okay.
So when you wait in the long ass line, and then the main part of the queue, there's the like the lobby of the hotel, and then the second half of the line you're in the boiler room, and you're waiting to take it looks like a freight elevator up, and then you get in the elevator, you sit down, and then when the doors close, they project like the opening to the Twilight Zone
Oh,
like
that's cool.
as you're sitting in the elevator, and you're like, this is a world of sight and sound, a place where you cannot trust your senses. You know, like then you get the Rod Serling thing, and there's the music, there's the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and all of that stuff, and then it's like they stepped on the elevator and into the Twilight Zone. You know, like that kind of thing.
Ah, okay.
And
it
then
feels so. I love it. I love the ride because it feels so very like Twilight Zone.
it does. It really does. I mean, you
And
feel
like,
very
and you go
immersed in it.
through the Twilight Zone like warp, and the
Oh, really?
eye
There's
comes
like the
out
eye
at you,
and the
door.
door, all of that stuff. But the thing is like the movie is so lame, and it has so little of that like genuine horror. And I think that's largely because
It's a Disney Channel original movie.
I think it's that, but I think it's also that they sort of removed the context of the Twilight Zone
Twilight
stuff.
Zone.
Yeah.
film,
You know, and so I think that,
But that's because maybe that's
Like,
a licensing thing.
Well, I mean,
licensing
it's
money.
definitely-
It all comes down to money, I'm
Yeah.
sure. And
Yeah.
so the thing is like they could have had a movie that was like a spooky Twilight Zone type thing, but instead it was really sort of just a lackluster. Here's a marginally spooky story about people who just disappeared, and we don't know why. And then an elevator, and then the hotel just sort of like goes to pot. You know, and is just run down for no reason. And like all of the jump scares that are in it are all bullshit ones of like people just coming around the corner. The film is just, this movie, Tower of Terror, is just full of buses. You
Yeah.
know? And I mean, and I kept waiting for like more elevator stuff, you know? Because
Yeah.
I know that from the ride. And then the movie does like the climax is dealing with the elevators, but even that was just like, eh. You know, and like
Yeah.
and like the ghosts were just misunderstood, very friendly people. Like, what about the scary ghosts? Where are the scary ghosts?
The thing I will say that I really enjoyed about it though was the interior of it, because it was filmed in like interiors and exteriors were filmed at the Florida Tower of Terror.
Yeah,
So that
You-
was the ride.
That was
was the
the
ride.
real cue for the Florida Tower of Terror.
which is funny because I didn't
and the
realize,
real exterior.
Yeah, the real exterior was like as soon as it said, I was like, oh, that's the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's why I loved about it. I was like, I feel like I'm back in Florida.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm back in my childhood. I feel like I'm back walking to get onto the most terrifying ride in the Disney park.
So
Yeah, see, I never been on that ride, so I felt none of that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I'm looking at pictures of what the Guardians ride used to be. and looking at what my Hollywood Tower of Terror
They're
looks like.
very similar.
No.
What?
Yours,
Oh, you mean the inside?
the exterior is like very. You guys have like more front.
We do.
Yeah.
You know, is that us? So, oh yeah, that's right. That's how it used to be. God, it's been.
And then this is.
Yeah, and yours is more
this
like
is the
flat
Florida.
fronted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, it's got more in the back. Yeah. So that's and then like the back end of our like the Florida Tower of Terror is where you kind of like
Yeah.
you go through because the queue is mostly outside.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
then once you get into the hotel is when you're really getting into the Tower of
So
Terror.
that's actually really interesting. So the back end of it must account for like a larger show building, whereas ours was really just a straight up and down drop
Yeah.
ride.
So yeah, this movie has nothing to do with the ride besides the people
Yeah.
disappear.
No.
And there's an
And,
elevator.
and Steve Guttenberg is a scumbag journalist.
God, yeah, that
And-
really pissed me off. I don't remember that from the beginning.
Do you know what bothered me is his name was Buzzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know?
I was like, wait, I didn't
Is
know.
it like is it a nickname for Buzz?
well, and then it's like, oh,
No,
isn't
no,
that a
that's his
convenient
legitimate
nickname for
name.
a reporter, Buzzy?
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's
Ugh.
his legitimate name.
Yeah. no.
Stupid. They kept saying like he was a great reporter once, but it was like no, he's not a good reporter, and the reason why he's fallen on bad times is because he wasn't a good reporter.
Yeah, that's
You
very
know?
true.
Yeah. What did you call him this morning? The father
Oh,
of
the
fake
father,
news?
yeah, the father of fake news. He totally was. And
Yeah.
I will say, and don't take this the wrong way, Amy. I mean this with all the love in my heart.
Are you gonna kill me?
But I watching Kirsten Dunst in this, I was like, she dresses like Amy.
Yeah.
I was like, this is.
Yeah.
Is that where you got your inspiration?
My fashion sense is 90s fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when he leaves for the first time to go do like some weird special thing, and she leaves her mom, which
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was her mom.
I know. For a long time, I was like, "Is this his?" At first, I was like, "Why is this grown ass old man hanging out with this teenager?"
I
This
did.
is
Yeah.
gross.
That was my thoughts when it first started
then-
up. I was like, this is really
Yeah.
weird.
And then they were like, "Uncle," and I was like, "Oh,
Well, yeah,
okay."
and then she calls her mom.
Yeah. But then I was like, at first, I was like, "Wait a minute, Uncle," and I was like, "But is this woman, this grown woman who is her mom, is this like his girlfriend?"
Yeah, because then he's like, "Thanks for helping me out," but I think he's saying that to Kirsten Dunst's
Yeah.
character, not the mom.
Yeah.
But like when he says it, he's looking at the mom, so I thought he was saying like, "Thanks for helping me out," like taking care of her.
Yeah.
And I was like, but then why does she later call her mom?
Yeah, it's. I will say, so I did write a couple of things. One thing that I wrote that we did not talk about was there's like a bit where somebody's in the hotel and then they leave frame and you see like the hanging feet of a ghost, like of a
I don't
like
remember that.
there's-
I don't remember that.
there's a bit my note I word for word, cool bit with guy's feet hanging. But there's
It's like who gets hanged in this movie?
exactly, and so it was like that's cool, but it makes no sense.
But it's also like the ghosts were messing with him a lot of the time.
Yeah, but why? Like, what was the point? There was just like no point. And then the twist. We haven't talked about the twist.
What a twist!
Amy,
yeah.
talk about your twist that you remember.
Well, I thought it was that like the twist was just that they were sisters and that the nanny was still the witch.
Right.
I don't remember the sister being the witch.
Right.
All right, so this brings me back to the point. Where did she get this spell book from?
This evil,
This
old
she was a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you come across
She was, like,
this stuff?
maybe
A
13.
child in the
She wasn't
30s.
13. No, they were like 10.
Yeah.
And I also just didn't get her overall plan.
Yeah. Well,
She
it was
wanted to
just,
get rid of her sister because she was jealous of her.
You know, I get the initial plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it goes wrong,
Mm-hmm.
or it doesn't go the right way, or
Because
whatever.
there's too many people there.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. There
Okay.
was too many people, so like the magic didn't, rather than disappear one person, it sort of disappeared 5 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or however
But
many.
what was her plan with going, like, telling Steve Guttenberg's character about the thing? Like, what did she want to do there? I know she wanted
To
the
get-
book, but what did she want the book
She
for?
wanted to get the book back so she could actually make them all disappear. But she needed them to get everybody else, they go into the hotel, get everybody else's things So that's why Kristen Dunst was getting the glasses for the actor guy, the hairbrush or whatever
Yeah,
she ended up getting for
they're getting stuff. Yeah.
getting the stuff. So then she could finish out the spell and make everybody disappear.
But I
not
feel like-
because she couldn't do it with just her sister.
And it's not even like finishing the job was going to fully make her sister disappear, because she's already disappeared as far as anybody else.
Yeah, it's
knows.
true.
You cannot get more disappeared.
Yeah, so how would that
It's
have
not
solved?
going to fix her problem.
How would that have solved her sister is famous and she's jealous? Because she would still be famous for disappearing.
Yeah, well, she would have gotten her revenge, and her sister would be like.
But she already
would have
got the
gotten-
revenge.
Well, no, her sister would not be like in the like limbo world. She'd be like in hell.
If anything.
But how does she know that her sister's in the limbo
Oh,
world?
That's right.
Because like she knows the hotel is haunted. She's like, that has to be my sister.
That's right. I forgot. So this is actually even worse than just I'm jealous of my sister who's famous. I'm gonna make her disappear. It's I'm sending her to hell.
Yeah.
Like that's what this.
Like the whole
that
spell
was
is to
that
send her
deal.
to the depths of hell.
And I don't understand why all of a sudden at the end,
Everything's cool.
not only is everything cool, but why does I get why the ghost sister disappears.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But why does the old lady disappear? And then become a kid.
Mm-hmm.
A kid
True,
ghost.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
question. That is a question.
That is a good question.
Like I
had that-
I wrote down what?
Yeah.
In my notes. Why did the old lady disappear?
I had that thought too. When I saw her disappear, I was like, okay, I don't remember that. But then when I remember watching it, I was like, I don't remember that. But at the same time, it makes sense to my 12-year-old brain when I watched this movie for the first time.
I mean, I get, because it's a Disney Channel original movie, that would happen in that movie,
Yeah.
I guess. But I watched it and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was watching alone, by the way.
Yeah,
I was just like, what?
I think it's because it has to have that like after-school special wrap
No,
up.
I get that.
But
also,
it's like
you just said, she was trying to send her sister
to
to
hell.
hell.
But then
And the
she's like-
movie is
she's like-
very clear on this point.
yeah, but then she's like, oh, well, the surprise party was for me.
Oh, okay. I won't send you to
is
hell now.
forgiven. Which but was it? Because they get up to the party,
Yeah, and even
and
so,
it's definitely not for the little girl.
yeah, it's a very grown-up party.
Yeah.
And then
And then why are those two actor people going to this little girl's surprise party?
also like
Because
if
the lady was going to sing. Jan from The Office was supposed to sing,
Oh, shit,
and
you're
then
right.
the actor guy was going to propose to her because that was his girlfriend.
True. But here's the thing: is like the little Shirley Temple girl forgives her sister because she loves her. Fine, whatever. I don't buy that the two actors and the nurse, nanny, whatever, and the bellhop are also like, no, it's fine, it's cool. I don't mind that you cut us down in the prime of
Yeah.
our lives. Like
But
what
then
the hell?
they go back and relive it all. I guess once they get to the party, it's like everything's all copacetic.
They don't get their lives back.
I know they just
They're
also disappear. Yeah, this movie
Okay.
sucked.
Yeah.
I can see all of your points. They're all valid.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, like, why you chose this movie out of all of, like, what about Halloween Town?
Which I've never seen.
Well,
I've never seen either, but I thought
because-
that one was like, why this movie?
because when I saw it at Target,
Oh.
I was like,
That's
you
how
know
all the
what?
bad
So many-
decisions start.
So many of Amy's bad decisions because when I saw it at Target,
I was like, I haven't seen this in a while, and I want to watch it, and I think it would be good fun.
and was it?
This has
Are you
been
happy?
real fun.
Are you happy with yourself?
This has been so much fun.
Yeah, okay, if you were watching this movie now though for the first
For
time.
the first time, I probably would be like Johnny. I'd be like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, exactly. And it's just a baffling movie. This one just had no teeth. It wasn't even like delightfully spooky, but in a safe way, the way some things can
Yeah.
be.
And it also
was
wasn't
just
fun.
lame. It wasn't fun, yeah.
It was tedious, long, and boring.
I had fun.
Did you really like on this watching it again as
Like
an
it-
adult? Because you said you hadn't seen it in a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
You enjoyed it. I'm asking. I mean, like I'm not like chastising. I just want to know
No,
if you
I
actually
mean,
enjoy it.
it was a lot more fun than I thought it would be.
Right.
Like I thought it would be, oh, this is just gonna be like some really dumb like '90s
Mm-hmm.
movie that's just gonna be like wrapped up at the end.
Which it was.
Yeah, You know, something I just thought of and I didn't think about it is why could they open it up now? Like, why did they have to get like
was-
exercise the ghost?
Honestly, they could have made more money if it had stayed haunted. You know, like they
Yeah.
could have like people would have flocked to this legitimately
They
haunted
also-
hotel.
I think it's because they were also maybe afraid that it was like evil spirits.
Yeah, but no.
People would still go.
They also, Steve Gutenberg and everybody really, very cavalier about the proof of existence of ghosts.
Yeah.
Also, you know what kind of bothered me is he's supposed to be this great reporter, right?
Yeah.
But we don't learn what kind of reporter because we don't see a whole lot of writing. What we see is a lot of bullshit photography,
Photojournalism.
photojournalism, and it's like, wait a minute, you're an investigative photojournalist? No. You are the photographer that goes along with the reporter, if anything.
Yeah.
And that really bothered me too. Like there's just like a strong lack of understanding of like journalism, which we
Well,
have to this day.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I also want to make a comment on the dress that Kirsten Dunst was wearing at the end in the hotel. It looked like a nightgown.
I don't remember.
I don't
It's like
remember
it's like one of those '90s spaghetti straps, kind of like it looks like a slip, but it's an actual dress,
The hell's a slip?
It's
like-
what you wear underneath a dress if you're an old lady.
and it's kind of see-through,
It's like old lady underwear.
Interesting.
but you wear it over top of your underwear.
Yeah, because there's underwear, then there's a slip, then there's the dress. It's like middleware.
Yeah.
Why?
Because people were, bashful back in the old days.
But it's also like a very '90s dress, and I was just like, why is she wearing that? How old is she? Why is she wearing that dress?
Yeah,
it was
her
in the
age was
90s, wasn't
unclear.
it?
Like, why wasn't she in school?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was October. She should be in school still, unless
Yeah.
she was on fall break.
Is there such a thing as fall break?
I've never heard of.
I've never had fall break.
My sister was just on fall break.
The fuck is
You're
a fall
from
break?
a strange land.
You get like 2 days off in the fall.
No.
No, it's not a thing.
It's a harvest thing, I guess.
Fucking farmers, man.
Farms. Well, anyway, this movie was lame. I like Amy a little bit less for forcing us to watch it.
Yeah, I still don't understand it because you talk about Halloween Town all the time, and it's I know you wanted the show to be Halloween like centric and themed,
Just this episode.
and I just did well. In the previous episode was Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to wrap my brain about why you chose this movie over Halloween.
It was a
Town.
spur of the moment.
Don't ever do those
It
again.
was Target. Blame Target.
Just like I had a spur of the moment purchase of the worst 2 Halloween Town movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's terrible.
I will let you guys choose the
Oh, yeah.
next movie. You
Oh,
can
we
choose
will.
whatever movie you
Oh,
want.
we will.
It's gonna be fucking Spider-Man 2 is what it's
Hell
gonna
yeah.
be.
Okay, guys, get ready. Spider-Man 2 is coming up next.
Spider-Man 2 is awesome.
All right.
So, thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to be kind and rewind.
Yeah, kindness.
Rewind this.